Guess I'm not ready, huh? Good evening, everyone. It's 5:05 p.m. and I will call this public meeting to order. I want to thank everyone who is joining us this evening. If you want to make a public comment on the item listed under the closed session agenda, please listen carefully to the directions provided by the clerk opening of each item. Mr. Elizondo.
Public hearing for visitors who wish to address the board on closed session items. 15 minutes of this portion of the meeting are reserved for members of the public to address the board on closed session items. Speakers seeking to comment on other items are requested to make those comments during the public comment portion of the meeting at 6:30 p.m. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. The school board is prohibited by law from taking actions on matters discussed that are not on the agenda, and no adverse conclusion should be drawn if the school board does not respond to public comment at this time. If you wish to address the board on an item included in this section of the agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining us remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. We will allow speakers from the audience to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Seibert, we do not have participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you. Seeing none, hearing none, I close the public hearing and I adjourn to closed session to discuss item 1A through 1D. The board will reconvene at the conclusion of closed session. Six p.m. And I call this regular meeting to order. Welcome to tonight's board meeting. I want to welcome the media and everyone joining in person and by Zoom. We ask those joining this evening, please silence your electronic devices not linked to this meeting. If you would like to make a public comment, please listen carefully to the directions provided by the clerk at the opening of each public comment period. Superintendent Lyle.
President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, staff, and general public out there in Zoom land, I'd like to remind us all of our vision and our mission. Our vision states that Madera Unified will set the standard for hard work, creativity, resiliency, with a fearless drive to continuously improve. I think we saw that yesterday. And our mission states that we're committed to creating and sustaining a culture enabling Madera Unified students to experience an unparalleled educational journey that is intellectually, socially, and personally transformative. We saw that again yesterday too. So that's the nature of our work this evening, sir.
Okay, thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Item number 3, roll call. Ms. Elizondo, will you please call roll?
Trustee Campos Gutierrez.
Here.
Trustee Castillo.
Here.
Trustee Ahmad.
Here.
Trustee Cortez. Trustee Dibert.
Here.
Trustee Fleek.
Here.
Trustee Salazar.
Here.
Clerk Mendoza.
Here.
And President Seibert.
Here.
All here, sir.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Dibert, would you please lead us in the flag salute?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Trustee Dibert. Tonight's scheduled invocation will be provided by Pastor Derek Pearl of the First Christian Church of Madera. I invite Pastor Pearl to the podium.
Good evening. Will you pray with me, please? Father God, tonight we lift up the Madera Unified School District to you, and we ask for your hand of guidance, blessing, and wisdom over tonight's agenda. God, we thank you and praise you for the accomplishments of the students and staff that have happened so far this year. We also ask for your hand of protection on all students, staff, office workers, custodians, just the support staff, God, even including all the bus routes, ask for protection for all of that as we head into spring break. And God, our prayer is that all involved in Madera Unified School District would finish the year strong. We thank you for your continued provision for us. Amen.
Okay, item number 4, closed session reportable items. Superintendent Lyle.
President Cyber Mendoza, members of the board, we have none this evening.
Superintendent Lyle. Item number 5, adoption of the agenda. Ms. Elizondo.
Action to add or delete items from any portion of the agenda or to discuss any consent agenda items must be taken prior to the adoption of the agenda.
Superintendent Lyle, does staff have any items to add or remove from the agenda?
None this evening, sir.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Trustees, do you have items you want to add or delete from the agenda? Okay. Seeing none, do I have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda as presented?
President Seibert, I so move to adopt the agenda as presented. Trustee Felique, I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved by Trustee Salazar and seconded by Trustee Fleek to adopt the agenda as presented. Ms. Elizondo, would you please poll the board for the record?
Trustee Campos Gutierrez.
Yes.
Trustee Castillo.
Yes.
Trustee Ahmad.
Yes.
Trustee Cortez.
Yes.
Trustee Dybert.
Yes.
Trustee Fleek.
Yes.
Trustee Salazar.
Yes.
Clerk Mendoza.
Yes.
And President Seibert.
Yes.
President Seibert, I counted 9 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 0 absent. 2 of the votes were preferential.
Okay, item number 6, communications. Item number 6A1, student and staff recognition, the Madera minutes. Superintendent Lyle.
President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, tonight we have some highlights from the last 2 weeks, and they have been pretty outstanding. I'm not sure we could even get them all in to the Madera minutes. It'd have to be the Madera half an hour.
Seniors in Madera Unified marked a pivotal moment in their K-12 educational journey after presenting their graduate profile to a panel of district staff and community members. The presentation served as a culmination, and the seniors were able to identify the abilities they have developed throughout their years in the district. A number of potential candidates attended the annual Madera Unified Teacher Job Fair. Educators had the opportunity to connect directly with school representatives and learn more about the district's mission. In other things, Matilda Torres High School students participated in the Every 15 Minutes program, a 2-day initiative to encourage safer decision-making. The program included a realistic simulation that highlighted the dangers of impaired and distracted driving, conducted in partnership with local and state first responders. And Project Run Madera donated more than 500 pairs of running shoes and athletic apparel to Madera Unified Middle and High School track and field athletes. Students heard from guest speaker Blake Leeper, a Paralympian and 2-time world record holder. Founded by Madera High School teacher Alicia Brown, the organization supports students by providing essential athletic gear. Special day class students had the opportunity to participate in a Special Olympics basketball tournament. The tournament allowed students to showcase their skills and teamwork.
Our winners, the Red Alliance, with the highest score in the world.
And we end this Madera Minutes with great news. Matam Robotics has earned its spot at the first championship in Houston, Texas in April. The team secured the highest score during the Silicon Valley Regional, earning them a place to travel to the Lone Star State.
Thank you. Item number 6B, public hearing for visitors to which speak on a subject not on the board agenda. Ms. Elizondo.
15 minutes of this portion of the meeting are reserved for members of the public to address the board on items not listed on the board agenda and within the jurisdiction of the school board. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. If the subject is an item on the agenda, the board president has the option of asking the speaker to hold a comment until that item is called. Comments on items listed as a public hearing on the agenda should be held until the hearing is opened. The school board is prohibited by law from taking actions on matters discussed that are not on the agenda, and no adverse conclusion should be drawn if the school board does not respond to public comment at this time. If you wish to address the board on an item not on the board agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Seibert, we do not have participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Okay, thank you. Seeing or hearing none, I close public hearing. We go on to item number 7, Student Board Representative Report. Unfortunately, Ms. Layla Webster could not be with us tonight, so I invite Ms. Liliana Standen to present the Torres High School Student Board Representative Report.
There's a little button right there on the microphone. Perfect.
Good evening, Madera Unified School District, Board President Seibert, Superintendent Lyle, Clerk Mendoza, and members of the board. I am Liliana Standen here with your Toro report. March Madness was alive and well at Torres with our annual March Madness Week activities. The highlight of this week was our 3-on-3 basketball tournament. Teams of students and teachers battled it out to see who would reign supreme. This year, a team consisting of Mr. Cottrell and 2 sophomores claimed the victory. Torres Activities partnered with California Highway Patrol to host Every 15 Minutes, a program designed to teach students about the dangers of drinking and driving. Our student body had the opportunity to witness a mock collision scene where local first responders demonstrated exactly what would happen at the scene of a drunk driving accident. On day 2, we hosted a memorial assembly featuring caskets, guest speakers, and a video showcasing the mock incident, highlighting the events leading up to the crash and its aftermath. We are incredibly grateful to CHP, Madera Fire, Cal Valley Printing, and a host of other sponsors for bringing this impactful event to Torres High. Madtown Robotics Team 1323 is gearing up for another run at the World Championships. The team recently traveled to Silicon Valley First Robotics Regional, where they secured the highest score in the competition with a perfect 17.00 record. They led the First Alliance to victory, securing their spot at the First Robotics World Championships in Houston this April. Our spring musical, SpongeBob, opened over the weekend and has been receiving rave reviews. This 90-minute show, based on the hit Nickelodeon series, is a family-friendly musical adventure that you don't want to miss. The final performance will take place this Thursday and Friday. Torres welcomed our Red Pyramid Choir and Theater programs last week for our annual Red Pyramid Concert Series. This event is always a crowd favorite as we celebrate the incredible talents of both our future and current Toros. Torres Winter Percussion and Winter Guard have been having a phenomenal season. Last weekend, Winter Guard performed in their first WGI competition, improving their score by 6 points, but missing the finals by just 0.16 points. Meanwhile, Torres Winter Percussion has been making waves at the South Valley Winter Arts Association. Over the weekend, they made their debut performance at the WGI regional competition, where they faced top ensembles from the western region of the United States. They have been promoted 2 times in 1 year and competed in the Scholastic Open this weekend. At the competition, they placed 9th out of 13 ensembles, only 6 points behind the first place team. Torres was the only Central Valley school in the Open division in attendance and represented very well. Torres Mock Trial traveled to Los Angeles for the annual Mock Trial Championships, where they competed at a high level, even defeating last year's champion. We are incredibly proud of their accomplishments. Our wrestling team had an outstanding season, earning several impressive accomplishments. 3 athletes were named All-League in the CMAC: Angelo Adami at 152 pounds, Trinity Anderson at 140 pounds, and Scarlett Rungwick at 135 pounds. A special congratulations to Alex Salas, who is named CMAC Wrestler of the Year. At the division level, Alex Salas placed second at 108 pounds. Trey Garcia took home eighth at 115 pounds. Alonso Del Toro placed sixth at 167 pounds, and Angelo Adame became the 152-pound division champion for the third time, Madera Unified's only division champion this season. Alex Salas continued his success by placing ninth at Masters and earning a spot at the state tournament as Madera Unified's only state qualifier. Our boys soccer program had an incredible season competing in CMAC 2, taking on very well-established programs in the central area. Despite being a young program with just 5 years of history, our team is already ranked number 35 and secured a second-place finish in the CMAC 2. Their strong performance earned them a spot in the Division III playoffs, where they fought hard but came up just short of the quarterfinals. Several players received league honors, including Ray Saldana, who was named CMAC 2 Offensive MVP and selected to the first All-League team. Joining him on the All-League team are seniors Brandon Torres, Naú Pineda, along with junior Fabian Magliano and senior Angel Villagomez earned the second team All-League honors. Just yesterday, we hosted our first annual Graduate Profile Showcase, where seniors had the opportunity to present highlights from their 4-year high school careers to a panel of teachers and community members. This event was a great success, and we look forward to celebrating many of the seniors' milestones next year. Here are a couple of our upcoming events. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Standen.
It's kind of like she's done that before, except for it's not. Right.
Okay. Ms. Carmen D.
No, Carmen D is absent tonight,
Okay.
but we have her stunt double,
Okay. Who is that?
Mr. Steinmetz.
Oh, Mr. Steinman.
All right, good evening, President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, Board Trustee, Superintendent Lyle, and everyone else joining us tonight. I can never bring the energy that Carmendi brings. Unfortunately, she was called away with a family issue about an hour ago, so they called me to step in. They threw up the principal signal, and I came running. The rest of our ASB students are preparing for our big rally tomorrow, so I want to step in and do the best I can to highlight some of the things that have been going on at Madera South High School. I want to go ahead and start with our Madera South Theater production of Avenue Q, the school edition. And this was an amazing play that our theater students put on for a 2-week run. They did 9 shows. I went to see the show, and it was extremely funny, and it had a lot of laughs, and it was a lot of fun, and our kids did amazing work. It's a testament to our VAPA program as well, as they put together an amazing set, and the puppets were the best I've seen. It was like Jim Henson quality. So it was an amazing show. I'm proud of all the effort the kids did, as well as their teacher, Mr. Hume. Our BSU, in an effort to reach out to our younger stallions, went to the School of Millview. And like many of the events they do, they try and connect with our youth and create a positive role model and celebrate Black excellence. During the month of African American History Month, they traveled to Millview and they read books with our students, and they learned about famous African Americans throughout history. A couple highlights were learning about scholar and inventor Garrett Morgan, and they put together a creative project. Led by our CalSafe teacher, Brandy Snyder, and the Early Childhood Education Club, they've been working together out in the beautiful weather with our little youngsters, and they've been doing fun activities to get the kids out to experience some things with our older stallions and trying to connect our young mothers and fathers and do some fun events together. As you can see in the picture, they had some fun with bubbles, and they learned about healthy relationships. Also, in the month of February, Ms. Snyder led a school-wide charge to help students understand about teen dating violence. She put together some different presentations and some activities at lunch to help educate our students. A highlight that's already been mentioned a couple times already was yesterday's Graduate Profile Showcase. I'm proud to say that 97% of our class of 2025 seniors had a passing showcase, along with 97% of our seniors who have a passing portfolio. So we're gonna work to get those 3% across the finish line, but I can't say enough about what a great event that was, led by our grad profile leads, Rihanna Andrews and Leslie Rouse, as well as our Dean of Curriculum Instruction, Stephanie Hamblin. So they were our leaders, but it was a whole staff effort, and it was great to see all the different feeder school principals and teachers and counselors and all the staff members come together. Hearing those cowbells ring as kids had their passing scores brought a lot of smiles to people's faces, and seeing our community members be able to celebrate with our students as well. All around is a great event, and there's too many people to thank. I'm sure I forgot somebody, but most of all, seeing the students with those smiles and their certificates made my day. Our amazing ag department continues to roll on with great success. They had a day of another community outreach where they worked with the youngsters over at Alpha. They had Dr. Seuss Day. And a big highlight was Marco Trevino, one of our one of our ag leadership students. He traveled to Sacramento, and he was one of 75 seniors that were chosen to attend this conference. This next coming week, they'll be attending the state conference up in Sacramento. It's an event that we always look forward to see our teachers and our students recognized. Upcoming events include what you see highlighted there. We have our every 15 minutes event next week. We also have, as I mentioned already, our big rally for tomorrow. So again, can't bring that energy at Carm Springs, but I still want to highlight and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Principal Steinmetz. Item number 8, Student Board Member Information Report. Trustee Costello, I invite you to share your report with the board.
Thank you. Good evening, President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, fellow trustees, Superintendent Lyle, and members of the community. This evening, I will discuss Madera High School's recent accomplishments and activities. Tuesday, March 18th, we held our second semester student voice meeting, where representatives from clubs and organizations, as well as key faculty and administration, gathered to discuss recent happenings on campus. The first order of business was to talk about the Big Kid Recess Grant. The students were then given the opportunity to have discussions, which included the following topics. One thing that they believe Madera High School does well. One thing that they think Madera High School could improve, and at least one Madera High staff member who has formed a positive relationship with them. Yesterday, March 24th, underclassmen got to stay home from school as the seniors presented at the inaugural Graduate Profile Showcase. As a junior, I wanted to know how my peers were feeling about their presentations, so I decided to conduct interviews from all parties present. The following students decided to remain anonymous, but these interviews come from student presenters before they were scheduled to give their presentations. They said it was a lot of pressure built up all year for one day, and they both stated that they did not think the project was beneficial initially. However, I was able to meet with one of them after, and their opinion changed, saying it was very relieving, and I'm glad I did it because now I feel like I have more than just my grades when I graduate. The following are statements made by students that I interviewed after their presentations. Angel Magallon, student interviewee, stated, This was a more beneficial than detrimental experience because I think it helped our senior class mature a bit more, which was something that some of us were lacking, and she passed. Another student, Rosalind Palacios, student interviewee, included, I think the graduate profile provided an actual incentive for our class to graduate. It wasn't just about getting good grades. It showed me what a real interview will be like. She also passed. Stephanie Shuttler, a John Adams Elementary School teacher and panel member, said, it's a lot of pressure for one student with numerous adults in one room scoring your presentation. But I was so impressed by everybody's performances. The two students I scored came in so confident and blew me away with their ability to answer our impromptu questions at the end. Very well done. Our campus culture and climate continues to improve as the year continues. The school's enthusiasm stems from the student body getting involved in the many activities and events held on campus. The last 2 months have been highlighted by celebrating Black History and Women's History Month. The ASB leadership team created signage that helped the students celebrate culture and honor the rich history of what these 2 months stand for. The Minga app is alive and thriving on campus with both teachers and students alike. Through the Minga app, students and staff are able to earn points for displaying one of 5 PBIS traits. Then, on Fridays,
Then on Fridays, students are able to redeem their points to make purchases at the Minga store, such as snacks, Coyote apparel, and a golf cart ride. This week, we are looking forward to hosting nationally recognized keynote speaker Keith Hawkins at our Day of Understanding. The goal of the Day of Understanding program is to improve the climate and culture of our school by bringing us together through open and honest communication. The half-day lock-in will include students and staff from across sectors of campus. It is truly a special thing to be a Coyote, and I am honored to be able to share this exciting update with each and every one of you. Thank you for sharing your valuable time with me this evening, and thank you for supporting the Madera High students.
Mic drop. Wow.
Thank you, Trustee Castillo. Trustee Campos Gutierrez, I invite you to share your report with the board.
Thank you and good evening. Today I'll be starting with Ripperton Community Day School. Ripperton Community Day students are working hard and are eager to present their graduate profiles next week. This past month in Los Baños, California, Ripperton Roadrunners competed in a 3-on-3 basketball tournament in the John Skies Memorial. Students displayed respect, optimism, accountability, and dedication throughout the course of the tournament. Aside from their team competing in the basketball tournament, students and staff visited Alcatraz Island and Pier 39 in San Francisco, California last week. For many students and staff, this was the first time visiting Alcatraz Island, and that created a memorable life experience for their students and staff. And moving on to Mount Vista students have been working hard towards the completion of their graduate profile. They have had a few students complete their showcases already, and they have done a wonderful job with their profiles and in their interviews. Mount Vista also represented Madera Unified well in the Dragon basketball tournament. Panthers fought hard and played with great sportsmanship. They also hosted a Classes for Confidence, which was run by Sephora. There were 2 representatives from Sephora who gave a presentation on public speaking and how to be professional. Students were provided with makeup goodie bags as well. Seniors also had the opportunity to take a trip to Madera Community College for post-secondary advising. This was a great opportunity for their seniors to not only choose their potential courses, but to also get the experience what it is to be on a college campus. And lastly, with our Furman High School report, Furman students and staff have been working together in preparation for state testing assessments. The staff have been encouraging the students to give them a boost of confidence. Something that is sure to give them a boost of confidence, especially with the seniors, is dressing up for prom. Furman and Mount Vista are collaborating again for the 3rd year with a joint prom. As a school that didn't have prom before, seniors are very grateful to have the same opportunity as other school sites. Leadership and staff alike have been working hard to promote the event and provide free dresses and suits for students, which were donated. Seniors have also been taking steps to plan their future by doing graduate profile, FAFSA, and preparing to begin college. For their accomplishments, they'll be awarded with a senior award dinner in which we recognize Falcons that have soared beyond their expectations. They'll also have a senior trip where they'll all come together one last time in the spirit of camaraderie and cohesiveness for the final trip. All of their hard work accumulated for the grand moment of graduation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Campos Gutierrez. Now, item number 9, consent agenda. Ms. Lozando?
Items listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine and are acted on by the Board of Trustees in one motion. There is no discussion of these items prior to the board vote unless a member of the board or staff requests specific items be considered and discussed separately and/or removed from the consent agenda prior to the adoption of the agenda. It is understood that the administration recommends approval on all consent items. Each item on the consent agenda approved by the Board of Trustees shall be deemed to have been considered in full and adopted as recommended.
Now open the consent agenda for public comment. Ms. Lozando?
If you wish to address the board on an item included in the consent agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you're joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Seibert, we do not have participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you. Seeing no one come forward, I close public comment. I now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. State your name when making the motion and when you second the motion.
Trustee Dybert, I move to approve the consent agenda.
Trustee Ahmad, second.
Okay, been moved by Trustee Dybert and seconded by Trustee Ahmad to approve the consent agenda. There are two resolutions in the consent agenda. Ms. Lozando, please poll the board for the record.
Trustee Campos Gutierrez,
Yes.
Trustee Castillo,
Yes.
Trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
Trustee Cortez,
Yes.
Trustee Dybert,
Yes.
Trustee Fleek,
Yes.
Trustee Salazar,
Yes.
Clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
and President Seibert.
Yes.
President Seibert, I counted 9 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 0 absent. 2 of the votes were preferential.
Thank you. Clerk Mendoza, would you like to help with retirees?
Yes, I would. Thank you, President Seibert, for the opportunity to address this next item on the agenda. At this time, I would like to take this opportunity to thank and acknowledge the following retirees for their service, not only to Madera Unified, but also for their service and commitment to the Madera community. Brian Bennett, head custodian of Furman High School, will retire on June 30th, 2025, after 30 years of service. Lydia L. Romero, a paraprofessional aide for special needs at Desmond, will retire on June 6, 2025, after 23 years of service. If you happen to see these folks, thank them. If you happen to see these folks out and about, thank them for their service and the service to the community of Madera. Thank you. Back to you, President Seibert.
Okay, thank you. Superintendent Lyle, are there any administrative announcements?
Well, how about that? We do have one. So President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, and general public, and everyone assembled here, we have a new vice principal to be appointed with your action tonight with the consent agenda for Pershing Elementary. Mr. Rodriguez was able to tell me just before we started the board meeting tonight that Pershing has some really outstanding results yet again on NWA. Just really incredible work being done by our teachers, the teacher leaders, the teams there are just incredibly competitive, and they believe very deeply in their kids. And they also, as we all know, really believe in the programs that are at the school, and the autism program is something that is a real point of pride for the school there. So there's great interest. Well, who in the world is going to be a vice principal at such an important place with so many really good things happening in a part of the community that really needs high quality leadership? And we've seen a lot of really high quality leadership at Pershing recently, not just from our teachers, but from our administration, and some who have moved on and some who are about to promote. So what do? Well, we look to a student champion. That's what we do. And there is an incredible student champion who has done some amazing work, not only at Madera South High School, but then over at Torres, was part of the team that really was the backbone of the school in all the things that they developed around the school culture, and someone who every time I'm ever there in the evening is there too, because he really believes in the things that his colleagues are doing, believes in the students of that community, and believes in our community. I'd like to introduce to you someone who to Torres really needs no introduction, but will be quite sad to lose. A gentleman who was a DLI student himself, a very fine special educator in his career up to today and all the way until June, but beginning in July will be the vice principal at Pershing Elementary School, Mr. Chris Santiago. Chris?
Good evening, President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, trustees, Superintendent Lyle. I stand before you here today with a heart full of gratitude and humility as I take on the role of vice principal here in my hometown. I want to send my sincere thank yous to Mrs. Musso and the Pershing family. In the near future, I'm excited to learn, grow, and contribute to your continued successes, as Mr. Lyle just mentioned. I also want to take a moment to thank the entire current and past Torres staff. You all inspire me with your commitment to excellence and the passion that you bring to your students, to our students. I want you guys to know, I know some of you are watching on Zoom, you guys are all student champions. Each of our students have a champion in you. I owe a special thank you to my mom, a dedicated MUSD staff member for 35 years. She's right there filming.
And a former teacher of the year.
Former teacher of the year. Your wisdom, strength, and love have shaped who I am today. And to my beautiful wife and kids, thank you for your constant support. You are my why. So what I want to say now is, if you follow Facebook, I always say Vamos Toros. I'm going to still say Vamos Toros, but for today, Vamos Panthers. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations to Mr. Santiago. Item number 10, information and reports. So item number 10A, union time. At this time, I invite the president of the unions and the address the board, Mr. Holder.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Board President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, Board members, Superintendent Lyle. I'd like to start off with that this past Saturday was the Madera Unified School District Job Fair, and it was very well organized and attended by potential teacher candidates for the 25-26 school year. So well done by Mr. Aiello and his staff. It was a well organized again event. As many have already spoken, yesterday's graduate profile showcase at Madera South High, Madera High School, Matilda Torres, Mount Vista, and Furman campus was a positive event, and it was impressive to see how well dressed the seniors were and did in their presentation to the panels. It is my hope that such a positive event and climate continue in Madera Unified School District without interruptions that set back the established district and mute a working relationship. Finally, a reminder to you all that if you have not RSVP'd for the Wednesday, April 30th school board dinner event in Fresno, please do so. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Holder. Are there any other union presidents?
Not that she wants to speak at this time, sir.
Okay,
No.
thank you. Okay, item number 11, superintendent time.
So President Seibert, bear with me, Clerk Mendoza, bear with me, because there's a few things tonight more than usual. And first, I want to thank our student trustees. Their leadership's been incredible this year, and their student voice meetings, the few of us have had the chance to be there. They have been some of the very best we have ever seen since we started having student trustees. So I just want to thank you for really spotlighting the positive relationships and cultures that our teachers and our staff have been building these last few years. You really impress us. Tonight was no exception. Actually, it was proof positive. I also want to talk just briefly because I chose to wear a pink tie tonight. I don't usually make statements about this kind of stuff, and I'll make this brief. This very night, we have many of our colleagues and families out there dealing with cancer right now. And I'm thinking of many of you who continue to battle this disease or who have recently successfully survived. And some of us have recently lost people who we really care about. I want to draw this out to all of our attention and let them know out there that we draw strength from them, and we send lots of love and thoughts tonight to everyone out there who's battling in one way or another. And you know who you are. I also want to spotlight tonight Nishimoto Elementary School's achievement. And Madera Unified proudly celebrates Nishimoto Elementary for earning the prestigious PLC Model School designation. This national recognition highlights the school's commitment to collaboration, student achievement, and professional excellence, an honor achieved by only 58 schools in California. Following Shauna Petrosian's California State Teacher of the Year Award, Nishimoto continues to shine, proving that dedicated educators create transformative learning environments. Their rigorous 3-year journey reflects trust, resilience, and data-driven instruction, ensuring student success. We also recognize Sierra Vista and Washington as applicants for promising practices, school practices. With Berenda, Lincoln, and Madison joining this important work, Madera Unified affirms its commitment to maximize student achievement. So thanks to everyone involved. This has been a massive team effort over at Nishimoto. It was incredibly challenging work, and thanks to our trustees who have supported this effort for 3 years. It's taken patience, but those teacher leaders have brought it home. Congratulations, Nishimoto, and your leadership and dedication inspires us all. I also want to spotlight that Madera Unified was recently written about from EdSource magazine for our innovative dramatic literacy program. We're thrilled to share that Madera Unified was recently featured in EdSource for our groundbreaking approach to literacy through the arts. The article, Madera Drama Teacher Sees the Arts as a Gateway to Improving Literacy Skills, which was published just last week, highlights how our drama program is transforming student learning, fostering creativity, and improving literacy skills in powerful ways. Thanks to Pershing teacher Julian Ramos and director Brandon Gillis for cooperating with EdSource on this very important piece of journalism that's getting attention across the state and nation. Through performance, storytelling, and script analysis, students are not only developing a love for the arts, but also strengthening their reading, their writing, and critical thinking abilities, especially their empathy. This recognition affirms our commitment to innovative teaching and to the incredible work our educators do who bring learning to life every day. I also want to spotlight the Madera High School Student Voice Meeting. As we discussed tonight with Trustee Castillo, she led an outstanding student voice team meeting with Ms. Cosgrove and Mr. Lopez, and they should have been very proud. The students shared that the school year has been incredibly safe, that they could not remember a single fight all year. Now, you heard me right. I'm not exaggerating that. That was pretty wild to hear 2 tables arguing if there had or hadn't been because they couldn't remember. That does say a lot. The students complimented a wide array of clubs, arts, activities, and athletics that make students feel proud to be Coyotes. But more than anything, they spoke about the teachers, the counselors, the safety officers, the support staff, and administrators that make them feel safe. They feel seen, they feel heard, and they feel proud. It was a very special moment of Coyote pride, and I was glad to witness it, not only as a superintendent, but as an alumni and as a parent of a Coyote. I also want to discuss the Madera Police Department's town hall meeting. Last week at Madera South High School, Madera PD Chief Chiramonte and his officers hosted a community town hall meeting in keeping with the vision of Mayor Gallegos. The chief and mayor spoke about the power of the neighborhood watch programs and their top priorities for community policing. Of special interest, and the first topic of conversation, was the spotlight given to the collaboration between Madera PD and MUSD. Youth violence is something we all take really seriously, and Chief Chiramonte singled out the successes of the entire MUSD Safety Department, Director Fernandez, and our consultant Hector Garibay. The Options program has been extensively covered in local media for its vision and partnership, but Chief Chiramonte and his officers, along with Mayor Gallegos and City Manager Rodriguez, have been incredible partners. Our community is safer for their leadership. I also wanted to mention the 3rd annual MUSD Job Fair, and I'm really thankful that President Holder called that out. I'd like to thank the principals and vice principals that came out on Saturday to recruit, interview, and onboard teacher candidates. They did a wonderful job of representing their schools and took it very seriously to hire the kind of student champions our students need. None of that would have been possible without the vision, the leadership, and hard work of the entire Madera Unified Human Resources Department and a wide array of support staff, including admin assistants and M&O staff. Special thanks goes out to Amanda Wade, Steve Thornton, April Meza, Lucio Suna, and Joe Aiello for the incredible organization and personal touches. Thanks to Trustee Fleek for joining as well and representing all of us. The event continues to represent us in really special ways. Getting down to this home stretch. I want to talk about our All to Ed student voice meeting today. As per usual, Trustee Campos led an outstanding student voice meeting with our alternative ed students and staff. Ripperton, Mount Vista, and Furman were all represented with professionalism and maturity. The quality of the student voice is a direct relation to the quality of the adult relationships on their campuses. They asked for very reasonable considerations and improvements, and I'll continue to look forward to meeting with them as Liz, Trustee Dybert, and Trustee Fleek all do. I think we all feel the same. And then lastly, our senior showcase. It was a really transformative moment yesterday of student success. 7 years ago, our vision and mission felt pretty abstract, I think. Yesterday, it all came to life. Yesterday, over 1,000 of our educators and community partners witnessed one of the best days in district history. And I mean that in all sincerity. I'm kind of a miniature district historian going back at least about 50 years, and I don't think there's been a day as powerful as yesterday that I am aware of. Many of our trustees will remember the DSDP discussion about the bright red line and how the effort to raise expectations to meet the community's expressed needs should be our priority. Well, the class of 2025 exceeded expectations, proving that when students feel empowered, supported, and inspired, they achieve greatness. Yesterday, teachers witnessed the power of experiential learning, deeper engagement, and meaningful achievement, sparking excitement for the future. And I talked to probably at least 75, if not close to 100, who said thousands of details, it seemed like, in those respects. Our lead consultant put it best. Today is the worst it will ever be because so many teachers now understand and will make it better. And they sure seemed to take that to heart yesterday. So to them, a heartfelt thanks to all of our leaders, our educators and staff who made this turning point possible. Your dedication in shaping the future, your dedication is shaping the future, and together we really truly felt unified. I mean that sincerely, and I was just so very proud. So thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Okay, item number 12, announcement. Superintendent Lyle, do you have any announcements for the board?
Unfortunately, I do. I have 4. Our annual Battle of the Books is this Thursday at the John Wells Youth Center. It's the first time I think we've been there. We've typically been at Torres. So this is a new, don't drive over to Torres thinking you know where it is if you can't remember. It's at the Wells Center. And I'd like to thank the staff for their hard work and the volunteers for donating their time. And there are teacher coaches out there inspiring kids to get really, really competitive about reading. It's a really great problem to have. We also have a Torres High School Student Voice meeting on Monday, March 31st. And we have a DLAC meeting on Monday, March 31st as well. And then we have our Ujima experience for our Black Student Unions on April 1st. So that's the totality of our announcements, sir.
Okay, thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Item number 13, miscellaneous, board member committee and information reports. Trustees, this is an opportunity for you to provide the board with brief update from any board advisory committee meetings that you have attended. Trustee Ahmad?
Yes, on March 18, I also attended the town hall meeting hosted by Madera PD, where Madera Chief Police Chair Monte gave us an overview of the whole year report, which he described various divisions, their accomplishment, and the feedback for the community was very good. He explained his priorities for the upcoming years, which include gang invention, traffic, and homeless problems we have in our community. And also, it was really good to know and hear that how closely and collaboratively our staff, unified staff, and our safety department work together with the Madera Police Department, and it's very impressive the way he describes. So keep up the good work. That's all I have to say. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Ahmad. Trustee Cortez?
Yes, so I just want to send a big thank you to Miss Rebecca Black at Sierra Vista Elementary School, for inviting me to read to two of Sierra Vista's third grade classrooms. And you're going to have to forgive me, I'm drawing a blank on the wonderful teachers' names, but I did get to read one of my favorite books that I would read to my children when they were little, which is If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. So I had a great time interacting with those two third grade classrooms, and once again, just thank you to Miss Rebecca Black at Sierra Vista.
Thank you, Trustee Cortez. Trustee Dybert?
Yes, I'm going to join the excitement of a lot of seniors and staff. Too bad that the teachers left, but I wanted to thank them for being there at the graduate profile. I was there all day, started my morning at 8 o'clock, and I went to Madera South. The staff really put the whole event, they really worked that out. I know district staff was there greeting us, but they really took care of all the panel members. They had breakfast for us. We signed up. It was really, really nice. I went to room 406, and I can't remember the name of the teacher right now. I'm drawing blank too. But I was there until 2:45. We listened to about 9 presentations, 9 students. But I don't know what the experience was for the other panel members, but from my experience was very rewarding. I'm so glad. At first I was like, I'm gonna be there all day. I'm retired. I should be just spending only an hour, but it was so rewarding to watch the students. And I echo a lot of the students said that they were nervous before, but afterwards they were so happy. And it was more than just academics. A lot of the students in their presentation shared their personal lives, personal losses. One of the students lost his mom to cancer. He put it in his presentation. That was pretty brave, because to put something like that, you have to be very strong to present that. There was one of them that did that. I want to give kudos to Principal Steinmetz and his staff on the well-planned event. They really prepared us, at least 4 Madera South panel members. Like a week before, we say, okay, thank you for joining the panel. And then like 2 days before, now make sure you watch this training video before you go, because you really need to know what need to do. They share the forms, and that was really nice. The students dressed for success. We could tell some had experience presenting to the audience because they were in club, members of clubs, some in leadership roles, but the common denominator was that each belonged to either a group or organization club and had either family or friend support. Some students spoke softly, we could barely hear them, but then there were like 6 or 7 panel members, and I think we all secretly were cheering for him to speak a little louder, but as soon as they saw our smiles, as soon as we asked questions, they just loosened up, and they just raised their voice, and they were very jovial. Some of them had really good showcased their public speaking skills. They walked from one room on their presentation, and they pointed with the clicker. So you could tell they were showcasing really their skills. It was really neat to see that. Some of them, like I mentioned, they shared their personal tragedies, successes, hobbies, and to me that was very brave. Having elementary teachers was a plus. I have to tell you, I'm so glad that we having the staff, because a lot of them have seen the progress of their students. One of the teachers was there, especially for one of the kids who spoke very softly and we could barely hear him. And I know one of the panel members says, I'm not sure he's ready or whatever. And I was like, I think he did okay. And then she said, well, let me tell you, knowing him, if you would have known him in kindergarten, he could barely say a word. He would not talk. And for me, this is a great success. So having that teacher and knowing that student and having some students seeing their teachers there, such a plus. And I'm so happy that that teacher was there, was from Chavez. There were, a lot of future aspirations. Some of them wanted to be doctors. By the way, we passed all of them, so we thought they were excellent. Some of them wanted to be doctors, dentists, politicians. Some of them wanted to own a business because they have to talk about what they wanted to do in the future. One of them wanted to go to Japan, buy a house, and it was from there to wanting to be. And one student, I was very very happy. And Superintendent Lyle, I hate to give you some bad news, but he said, he put this in order. I want to be a teacher, I want to be a principal, and then I want to be the superintendent. So watch out, he's coming for your job.
Listen, I got a job for him then.
So I remember the teacher's name is Mr. Hardcastle. He facilitated the presentation beautifully. I think it was, like I mentioned, a rewarding experience on both sides of the room. Some stories or aspirations were reflected on the panel members. Some of the panel members related to them. Some of them talked about what schools, colleges they wanted to go, and the teacher said, "Yo, I went to that school." So the child kind of felt a little more relieved. So anyway, I want to congratulate the seniors. I want to congratulate the staff, the district, Superintendent Lyle. I know this is a work, like you mentioned, since 2007, and I know it paid the price, and from here it's only going to get better. Today, I also attended the Alternative Ed Student Voice meeting led by Trustee Campos. She really facilitated the meeting really well, and the students expressed their concerns and their wants, and Superintendent Lyle answered to them to every request that they asked. So, and that's all I have. Sorry I took too long. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Dybert. Trustee Fleek?
Okay, school site council meetings are continuing, and they're valuable for learning about what is happening at each school. At Millview, parents and students work together on activities with Laugh and Learn. I didn't know what that was, but I was glad I went to find out about Laugh and Learn. Many women and a few brave men attended the Madera County Women's Luncheon at the golf course. They had speakers that spoke about themselves and what they've accomplished as women, and they were interviewed. The Madera Unified School District Job Fair was held out in front of the district office on Saturday, and a number of good candidates were hired. Monday was Graduate Profile Day, and many seniors were nervous but gave outstanding presentations. We were told one student rarely spoke, and he actually gave the longest presentation. And they were all nervous when they started, but kind of like halfway through, they felt more relaxed. They didn't, just see us as adults that were staring at them, but they felt relaxed, and I think that was really good for them and us. And at the Arts Authority, we welcomed 2 new members, and the work in the park is still continuing. I think we're in phase 2. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Fleek. Trustee Salazar?
Myself, I attended the PAC meeting, this last meeting on the 12th, and there were right now, Assistant Superintendent Assiso is going over with them on the goals or the feedback of the different goals for the LCAP, which is you get the feedback from the parents, and it's really engaging for them. So that's good there for our school district. And then thanks to Superintendent Lyle for sharing with us the link to hear the Madtown Robotics. I was able to see some of it on Saturday and Sunday, and very proud of them. They were at 17-0. They broke actually 2 world records that weekend, and they won the Autonomous Award. And when the speaker announced it, he goes, this robot just glides across the floor like Cinderella. And that was awesome to hear them describe our robot like that. And they were at Silicon Valley at Woodside. It's the middle of tech country there. A lot of private schools, and our kids came out, and they kick butt out there, and that's fantastic that they come from our small district. But thank you very much for everybody who inspires those students and all of our students that compete. And then I attended the Torres Red Pyramid concert, where the different feeder schools performed their different groups, and it was good for the younger kids to learn and to see that, like in the upper Torres, in the middle schools, they performed so well. Parents so proud of them and the performance. And then I attended the play of SpongeBob. It was funny, it was entertaining, the family enjoyed it. And then I also attended the Madera County Women's Network Luncheon, and inspiring, local women that inspire our community were recognized. And I thank our supervisor that invited us, but that's all I attended. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Salzar. Trustee Mendoza?
Nothing at this time.
Thank you. Thank you, trustees. Item number 13B, suggested future agenda items. Trustees, do you have any items you would like the board leadership to consider for a future board meeting? Seeing none at this time. Item number 14, advanced planning. The next regular board meeting is scheduled for April 8th, 2025. Item number 15, adjournment. It is, what is it? 7:47. And I adjourn this meeting. Thank you for attending the board meeting. Good night.